What is going on, YouTube?
Hello.
YouTube, thanks for tuning in. This is Volume 1, Chapter 4 of the Mandalorian series that we're doing. This is our in-depth reactions, reviews, hot takes, cold takes, loves, hates of the Mandalorian Chapter 4. Now,
all of the things.
I'm going to give a brief synopsis of the episode, and I want us to dive into it. It is my goal for us to keep this video shorter than last week's video.
Last week's video was the shortest by far.
Yeah, and we're gonna be shorter
like
this
17
week.
minutes.
All right, let's go.
Yeah,
then.
we're gonna be shorter. It's gonna be awesome. So, chapter 4 starts out. Baby Yoda and Mandy, our beloved Mandy, are on the run. They are in space. Baby Yoda's being super cute.
Trying to press some buttons.
He is definitely pushing buttons. My favorite thing on Earth was the memes of like the different songs that were playing.
Yes, amazing.
so
I was sending them to y'all.
Yeah, it was
good.
an incredible time, and I feel like the world needed that. You know, I feel like the world needed
the world needs everything related to Baby Yoda.
Yeah, for sure. And so he eventually finds this planet on the outskirts of literally nowhere for him to hide out to avoid the mass hunt of bounty hunters that's on his way.
Yep.
Right?
Yes.
Then he goes into a little cantina of sorts.
That's a perfect way to describe it.
And sees a burly old lady. And she seemed quite stout.
Yep.
And he was immediately skeptical of her stoutness.
Which I still don't know why, but...
Well, just because she looked like she was up to no good.
No,
you know?
she's like I'm going to get this wrong. She was wearing she's a deflector from the
that's right, they did describe it.
Yeah, she was wearing what she was wearing indicated to him that she was a warrior.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And also she just stood out amongst the crowd.
Yeah, she looks
of
like she could beat anyone up in there.
Well, that, but also there was nothing there
including Mandy.
But like farmers,
including
right?
Mandy.
And so he's immediate like, hey, what's her deal? And the server's like, yeah, she got here a few weeks ago, whatever. And so he's like, okay, cool. So I'm gonna go handle this. 5 minutes later, he's getting beat up.
What's new?
Like every other
he's getting beat up, and then it ends with them pointing guns at each other's face. Which I never understand this because lasers bounce off of his armor, so I don't understand why people keep pointing laser blasters at him. And then little Baby Yoda's sitting there sipping some sick tea.
It was bone broth, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's bone broth.
Yeah, well, in my mind it was tea because of the what is it, the Kermit the Frog meme.
Yeah, sipping tea. Parker knows.
Sometimes you gotta spill it.
And
sometimes you gotta keep it to yourself.
And
just sip it.
Yeah, and then from there he finds out that there's a village that's now being harassed by what was that species name? Do we know?
We know, but I don't personally know.
They were just like some raiders, some bandits.
They did say, but I can't remember.
Yeah, they definitely referenced it. I thought when they showed it at the very beginning, I thought this was Mandy's family.
I did too.
This was an origin story.
I thought it was a flashback at the very beginning.
But they played me. But they played me. And then, it turns out they have a ATST. They have a two-legged walker, which I wish they would explain how they got this thing.
An Imperial walker.
But they have it, and eventually, upon finding this out, Mandy and Strong Girl are essentially like,
they never said her name or anything, did they?
I don't know. Probably.
Recall.
So Mandy and Strong Girl are essentially
Strong Girl.
yeah. So
Coined.
Fun fact: you guys can't live here anymore. Go ahead and pack your bags.
Yeah, you gotta leave.
And then everyone's all upset. And then fast forward, battle ensues. And
they won't go down without a fight.
They won't go down without a fight, and they went up with a fight. They fight off the raiders. They trick the ATST into stepping into the water, and it breaks its leg. And it was a fun old time. You kind of get the first hint that Mandy's human because he shows a little love interest in the old maiden. And I kind of thought that his love interest was going to be in the the brawler.
Yeah. The warrior.
But apparently that's not going to be a thing. I hope she comes back because her character was dope.
Strong girl.
And then now they're on their way again because a bounty hunter tried to kill Baby Yoda. Now they're on the run.
Yeah, because Mandy wanted to leave him.
Yeah, Mandy was going to leave Baby Yoda and was going to be so sad and Baby Yoda loves Mandy so much with all of his heart.
It's so
And
cute.
now they're on the move again. They got to leave.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where we're at, right? Am I missing anything?
That's
That's
basically
pretty much it. Not much happened. I didn't really.
What do you mean not much happened? What?
I didn't really like this episode that much.
What were your thoughts?
I was talking to Parker earlier, and like, I thought it was a good standalone episode. Like, as just an episode, it's good. I'm very frustrated with the fact that we're in episode 4 and we're still like the overarching story is not being addressed. Like, why is anyone after Baby Yoda? Like,
there was no progression.
yeah, it's just like this. Like, obviously, we met Strong Girl, and I think she's gonna play a role later because she's in all the posters and stuff. Yeah,
I think the progression was introducing what will be a main character.
Yeah. She's in all the promos and stuff.
I get that, but I think that what makes me nervous is there hasn't been much development or like progression of the plot line of wherever this is supposed to go, and there's only 9 total episodes, so 8 total episodes, and so 5 is about to drop. And so it just makes me nervous that it's just going to set up for like a landslide, like super quick finish. Like everything's going to unfold and like resolve.
And as Game of Thrones fans, we have
y'all would just have battle
stress,
because y'all
anxiety.
Y'all put you bet on the wrong horse.
We have like stress.
It would have been much more appropriate for you to say wrong dragon.
True.
You didn't watch it, so you wouldn't know.
Well, last I checked, there were horses in Game of Thrones. So, but I guess, okay, so my thing is there's definitely going to be multiple seasons of this because it's literally bringing people to Disney Plus in truckloads, in droves, by the millions, by the billions. It's the most in-demand show by far. There will definitely be a season 2. I think the only thing that we're going to learn, the last episode, you're going to hear Baby Yoda's actual name. I think it'll be fade to black, and then we'll be all clamoring for a chapter for season 2.
Yeah.
So I think I don't think there is much progression. I think the progression is we are going to find out who this thing is. I think that's the story of season 1.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to find out much motive. I don't think we're going to find out. Maybe in learning that, it will have context clues from the remainder of the rest of the Star Wars universe, why that is such a big deal that, the Empire, the remainders of the Empire is after this thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about this a little bit on the podcast, but I'm starting to buy into the theory. I've abandoned this is Yoda reincarnated because the timeline doesn't make sense. Yeah. And I've gotten more on the theory of that this is a Force baby clone of Baby Yoda that somehow happened.
A Force baby clone.
Force baby clone.
Like that.
Yeah. And I think it's either just a straight up Force baby Anakin style where the Force birthed this thing, or it is an actual clone. Because
it could be
we also used our 200 IQs to realize that you get your Force powers. It's measured by your metachlorian, so this is genetic. So you could genetically, in theory, clone a Force user baby. So I think that's where we're at.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say too, like, I only don't like this episode in the scope of like what I want this first season to be. I don't feel like it added a lot to like what I want to see happen in the episode.
Yeah, the season's too short to have like nonsense, nonsense like subplot.
Right.
We don't care about anyone in this village. We're not going to.
That's my thing. It was a good standalone episode, but
what makes me nervous,
right? Where like it, besides meeting Strong Girl, and like there's no other information.
And again, I will. I think so. You almost convinced me in the episode in our like podcast to get a little bit on Mandy's side, but I will still stand firm on the top of the hill that he would lose to both Jango and Boba because he gets beat up in literally every episode by someone different. And then he figures it out. He does.
All right, in all fairness,
he does figure it out. I will give you that he figures it out. But you know what he's not going to have time to do against Boba Fett or Jango Fett? Figure it out because he's going to be dead.
In all fairness, so this is the first time a person went toe-to-toe with him. The other time was a rhinoceros horse. Thing.
Exactly. He puts himself in stupid situations to supposedly be the best bounty hunter in the galaxy.
Bless his heart.
We've had this. If you want to hear more about this ridiculous take that Parker has, you can check it out on episode 32 of the NerdTurd podcast, where we specifically talked about who would win in a fight, Boba, Jango, or Mandy. I think Mandy would, because he would just whistling bird bullet everyone in the brain and it'd be game over. And
it'd be interesting to see if that worked on the other Mandalorians that had Beskar armor. But
all right, so let's get predictive a little bit here. What do we think we're going to see here in the next episode?
I don't honestly.
I have no idea.
I
mean,
do you think they're on a different planet? Do you think they stay on this one?
Let me
No,
tell you
they're
what's
leaving.
going to happen. Mandy's going to take him to another planet and try to leave him and realize that that's also a bad idea. And then he's going to pick him back up and they're going to go somewhere else.
Just this for 4 more episodes.
4 more episodes.
No, that is the thing that I don't understand. There was one thing that, like, I know there's, like, progression of how much he, like, feels like he should care and does care for this, like, baby, whatever it is. But the thing that was interesting to me and silly to me is think about how many people had those trackers that he got when he was searching for the bounty.
He knows
for the baby.
that people are tracking him.
And he was just like, oh, yeah, I think he's going to be good.
Didn't he get,
here.
maybe I'm crazy, but didn't he also get additional information other than just the tracking fob? He got like a quadrant of the galaxy that this thing was in, right?
Yeah, and so it's just kind of
so
like...
they put him in like the ballpark, and it was on him from that point to figure out.
Yeah, and it's just
Right.
like, and he knows how many, we saw how many people in the first couple of episodes were like also sent to track this baby, whoever it is. And so it's just very interesting to me that he would just like, yeah, this planet's remote enough. Nobody's going to be able to find you here, after how many people found him.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
It's just like, how do you just think like, oh yeah, he's good now.
Yeah, I do wish we had a little bit more of an explanation of how the like technology all there works.
Yeah.
Because he seemed pretty confident. It's like, there's no one out here. And then he immediately finds
An Imperial walker.
There's an Imperial there's a village of people being attacked by an Imperial walker. And I don't know, but I guess he kind of also acknowledged that because he's like, word spreads quick, we got to get moving. And then, but he said that and then tried to leave Baby Yoda, or maybe
Yes.
I'm messed up on the timeline there, but still. Yeah, I don't know. I think it kind of tends to go that like every other episode we get like more and more significant information. Like the last episode was we basically introduced the fact that there's a whole clan of Mandys that
Mhm.
like at the end of the day, like their ultimate thing is to look out for each other.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
no one there had any incentive to help him get off of the original planet. So I think this next episode is gonna be a doozy. I think we're gonna find out some hot and spicy info.
I think the peak episode's going to be 7, the one that airs right before The Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, that's a thing. That'll be
Yeah.
a fun one to talk about.
That's going to
It's
be
either
the
gonna be-
pinnacle episode, and
I
then the
can't wait.
finale is the next week.
I can't wait for everyone just to be mad. I can't wait for everyone to be mad about them being disappointed about
I hope not.
dude. What? It's the internet. Everyone's gonna be upset. So, for those, what is it? Episode 7's the one on December 18th where they're doing a tie-in to Rise of Skywalker.
There's going to be some sort of
something happens,
Yeah.
but it's with episode 7.
Yeah, episode 7 of The Mandalorian is going to air on Wednesday the 18th, one day before The Rise of Skywalker
Yeah, and
premieres.
it's gonna tie in a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm already be like, man, that tie-in was so lame.
Yeah,
But
I think the one thing that I will say now that I'm thinking a little bit more about it that I am interested to see is, you mentioned it, I think, Kev, but we got the first glimpse of, I mean, obviously he's battled with his emotions from the beginning with like whether he should just take the money, and then he obviously doesn't, goes back and retrieves the bounty.
Better go
He
get
struggled
that
with his
baby.
emotions, and like now that I start to think about it more and more, something's gonna happen to him, like him like leaning into his emotions is gonna cause something not good to happen.
Yeah,
to him.
He's going to take his mask off at some
he's
point.
gonna be an emotionally. He took it off. That was the first time you saw him actually remove his helmet, and even though it was just to eat and nobody saw him. He actually removed his helmet. He talks about what would happen if he removes his helmet, where he would never be able to put it back on again. Season 2 of The Mandalorian, he's never wearing his helmet. That's just what's happening.
He can't remove it in front of people. Like, he can remove it to sleep.
The
and,
last
like, all that
episode, he's
stuff,
going to
but-
remove his helmet and kiss Baby Yoda on the forehead.
Oh my gosh, that'd be so cute.
That's the end of season 1.
There you go.
Spoiler alert. You heard it here first.
Well,
There you go.
All right. Well, I'm excited to talk about Chapter 5 on next week's episode. We'll catch you then. Make sure to, do all the YouTube things. Subscribe and like and comment or whatever and upvote. And make sure you leave 20,000 likes. You'll hear Chapter 5. Bye.
20,000
Bye.
likes. 20,000 likes.